Good afternoon, I'm Malcolm Jordan and this is your midday news fix for Tuesday the 12th of March. One of the two New Zealanders who died after being caught in an unexpected avalanche on Japan's Mount Yonti has been named. Family of 21-year-old Isabella Bolton have posted online about their loss, saying she had an adventurous spirit and a love for skiing and the outdoors. She has worked on ski fields in Canada, Tekapo, Wanaka and Niseko in Japan. No avalanche warning was in place at the time of her death. Avalanche New Zealand director Andrew Hobman says this tragedy is a reminder of the inherent risks, especially in unpatrolled backcountry areas.
It's really important that people have the skills and the experience to be able to identify that things are changing or that things might not quite be right, and just pull back a bit from those situations.
An aviation commentator hopes our transport watchdog will investigate yesterday's LATAM Airlines flight. At least 50 people were injured when the plane suddenly dropped during the Sydney to Auckland trip. The airline has confirmed 3 crew and 10 passengers from 5 countries were taken to hospital, including 2 New Zealanders. 5 people remained in hospital this morning. Aviation commentator Peter Clark says there are incidents worldwide where aircraft are suffering altitude drops.
We are seeing a change in climatic conditions around the world with turbulence, and I think it's very important now people to keep their seatbelts fastened when they are in their seats.
The Transport Accident Investigation Commission says it's gathering information to decide whether it will open an inquiry into the flight. Chile's General Directorate of Civil Aviation says the Aviation Authority will appoint a representative to assist. Meanwhile, Air New Zealand is suspending its Auckland to Chicago service due to ongoing issues with the availability of serviceable Rolls-Royce Trent 1000 engines used in Boeing 787 aircraft. They'll be suspended from the end of this month until late October. Michael Segal reports.
Customers can rebook on another flight or get a refund or credit. Air New Zealand says it was a difficult decision, but the option affects the fewest number of customers. The airline will still offer up to 35 weekly flights to the US and Canada.
The Prime Minister is digging in his heels over perceptions of early cracks in the coalition. It's after Chris Luxon conceded the government's interest deductibility scheme was a compromise on what was agreed between National and ACT. But he says the concession to lower the amount of tax relief that landlords will get was made due to the government's books being in worse shape than expected. And he says ACT has no qualms.
When we've got something like interest deductibility, which both parties desperately want to do, and both parties are also wanting to be financially responsible, if we have to make some adjustments to it, we will.
To sport. Mikhailo Mudrik's 76th minute finish has sealed Chelsea a 3-2 English Premier League victory over Newcastle. The New Zealand Sail GP team has become the latest Kiwi sports team to adopt a nickname. They'll now be called the Black Foils. And Italy's win over Scotland in the Six Nations has moved them above Australia for the first time in the world rankings since the system was introduced. The Italians are now ranked 9th, with the Wallabies, now under Joe Schmidt's tutelage, slipping to 10th. I'm Malcolm Jordan. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.